Only 2 hours into the stream? Yeah. It's true. Last time we got right into it. Let's get right into it, right? We did that. Um, because I was pretty sure they couldn't help themselves, they would spoil it, you know? So, um, Warhammer, Age of Sigmar Faction Focus, Flesh Eater, Courts. Come. Sit a while, join the feast, and listen to tales of gallant knights fighting to uphold noble virtues and spread the beneficence of the Summer King. These are the sickly sweet words that the seneschals of the Flesh Eater Courts believe they are uttering, though their enemies instead only hear the guttural howls of ensorcelled mania. For these are not the chivalrous knights they believe themselves to be, so much as sallow-skinned cannibals twisted by an ancient curse. They are hideous fiends, raising banners of flayed flesh and brandishing weapons steeped in festering gore. Suffused, good word, with a reek of death as they pillage and devour. I have accidentally opened a window on the other... There we go. Nice, there they are. Damn, this guy looks so sick. What a great style. I'm so happy that they took such heavy inspiration from Eldong Ring. I think they should have done that for everything. It would have been an upgrade. You're getting the distinct sense that these are the bad guys. They are, but sometimes it's fun to be the bad guys. It's just a game after all. Their delusion stems from their liege Ushiran, the Mortarch of Delusion. At his behest, they assemble in royal courts ruled by abhorrence, bestial vampires who spread their lord's madness far and wide. They rule their fiefdoms with unique brutality, and might be called to crusade in a twisted mirror of true chivalry. Those unaffected by the curse see them for what they truly are, however, roving hordes of hunched cannibals draped in gore and viscera. Overview. Ushiran, the Mortarch of Delusion, is one of Nagash's 5 most prominent Liu tenants. Some consider him the most powerful of them all. Word? I don't know. Archon the Black, kind of up there, right? I don't know. Actually, influence-wise, maybe? Mortarch-wise, there are 6. Well, they said most prominent lieutenants. Oof. Some claim, however, that he always had been an... Once the most noble of the Mortarchs, he fell victim to his own terrible curse. Some claim, however, that he always had been an abomination, his noble countenance simply a projection of his terrible delusion. Taking umbrage with his new attitude, Nagash imprisoned him in the Shroud Cage. Asterisk. I mean, I won't go read it. We'll read it later. An oubliette, from which he eventually escaped to spread his blood-borne curse. Damn, wouldn't it be cool if they remade that game for Steam? This gave rise to the first of the Carrion Kingdoms, in which vampires tasted his blood, joined him in his curse, and became loci for his maddening deception. Establishing their own courts and filling them with retainers like judges, clergy, and executioners. Ayo hunters? In a dream? They preside over the rotting husks of strongholds long since abandoned by any sane mortal, twisted perversion of a standing army. Footmen, armed with bone cudgels and knights, riding gruesome steeds and hunched champions with sharpened fangs. Oh, they got their little parapet guns here. Footmen for free? The ultimate tragedy is that these really were once humans who have now succumbed to the curse. As their bodies atrophy, so too do their souls and minds, but the shared insanity of the flesh-eater courts provides a kind of solace. Battle traits. Here we go. Flesh-eater courts armies can use the following abilities. Alright, noble deeds. Still got those. Each friendly flesh-eater courts hero starts the battle with 0 noble deed points, and they can have a maximum of 6 noble deed points at once. Is this the same as it is right now? I guess I should read quickly. Every time the hero uses fight, after it's resolved, they get a number of noble deed points equal to the number of damage points inflicted by that ability. You don't count attacks made with companions, though. Each priest hero that uses a prayer and is answered gives 1. Okay, they get 1. And every time a wizard casts a spell, they get 1 as well. Successfully cast after the ability is resolved. Okay, I'm assuming that means then is not unbound, probably, right? These were once humans who could succumb to Reddit. Yeah, it could be worse. Could be Twitter, right? Feeding Frenzy. Add 1 attacks characteristic of melee weapons, including companion weapons. Oh, big special call out. Nice. Specific companion bonus to attacks characteristic. Used by friendly flesh-eater courts while they are wholly within 12 of any friendly heroes that have 6 noble deed points. And you are within range of yourself, so there you go there. Yeah, no oration, though. The big thing is that there's no speech heroic action, so you actually have to do these things. And maybe sit in the high chair. Yeah, there's no... Unfortunately, you have to actually jump through these hoops to get your points. I'm not patronizing you, that does suck. Muster guard. Declare pick 1 friendly hero. Spend either 1 or 2 of the hero's noble deed points. If you spend 1, return a slain model to his serfs. If you spend 2, return 1 slain model to a friendly knights within 12. Okay. We got some mustering. Oration was something like 60% of noble deed points. Jesus. Summon loyal subjects. Pick a friendly aberrant hero that has 6 noble deed points. Then pick a serfs or knights unit that has been destroyed. Spend all of the noble deed points and then set up a replacement unit with half the number. Okay. It's Battlefield Edge, which is a little, a little worse than just normal deep strike, but sure, it doesn't cost command points, but it costs noble deed points. Okay. I still like the Wind Fury totems you get. Those are always fun. Once per turn, army, royal blood. Pick any number of friendly abhorrents and just heal. Oh, okay. Your hero phase, though, not the hero phase. So in your hero phase, all of your abhorrents heal D3. Nice. You can't muster back the returned unit anymore. Oh, okay. Right, because it's a replacement unit with half the number of models, but that's like how many models that unit has. It's not actually under strength. It's a new unit, so it's like that's what size it is. I see. The last book specifically said you could do it, yeah. For once, the last faction of an edition really was kind of written with the next edition in mind, yeah. They used to count the dead half as slain, which was the silly movement. I see. Okay. You largely kept stuff. Oration is a big loss, however. Oration's a big loss. Battle formations. Gore splattered hunters. Good work. You love to see it. New unit derogatory. Ghoul Patrol. When players are alternating picking units to use a fight ability, When it is your turn to pick a unit, you can pick 2. As long as they're ghouls. Neither unit can have strike last. Resolve the second fight immediately after the first. You get Lumineth Realmlord's ability, or maybe a little bit of smashing and bashing. But the units have to suck. It has to be Crypt ghouls. And Crypt ghouls are your chaff with a bunch of attacks that suck, right? Do you want this? I guess it's free damage. There's gotta be a better subfaction than this, though. I'm sorry, battle formation. Ghoul Patrol is a great name. It comes from... I think the original Flesh Eater Court's book had a battalion named Ghoul Patrol, I think. Goon Patrol, true. Other battle formations, see the Lords and Ladies of Cannibal Courts. Cannibal Courts is kind of funny. It makes you accidentally say Cannibal Corpse, right? As a portmanteau. Well, not really as a portmanteau, just as a misspeak. Step to the fore, rewarding noble deeds achieved in enemy territory, okay. So, other battle formations, see the Lords and Ladies of the Cannibal Courts step into the fore. Rewarding noble deeds achieved in enemy territory. So maybe you get more than one. The Lords of the Manor rally more soldiers to the cause. So this is probably... You get improved mustering or something. Maybe improved rallying. And then Royal Menagerie is, of course, the monster stuff. Yeah, ferocious monsters. Goading them to strike with unnatural speed. Fight first, maybe? Question mark? Ghoul-focused, hero-focused, churn-focus, and monster-focus. Essentially. Like this Oblight Grave Vampire Kin. The Abhorrents can wield powerful sorceries. Manifested Insanity. Costs 7, or it casts on a 7, it summons. Summon Corpse Mare Stampede, that's right, because you have endless spells. There's not a friendly Corpse Mare Stampede on the battlefield, be a friendly blah blah blah, yeah, with a 9, and then here it is. 10 health, 12 move, 5 up save, ooh, 7 banishment. Ward of 6, 6 up ward. They do have fly, I figured they had fly, I think all of them. Don't endless spells fly as a rule, I think. Corpse Mare Trample, 10 attacks, 5s and 3s, nil, 1. Alright. Your movement phase, trample underfoot. This manifestation can move a distance up to its move characteristic, which is 12. And it counts as core moves to use instead of a move. Cannot end the move in combat. Pick up the 3 enemy units that it passed across during the move to be the targets. Roll a d3 for each target, and 2 up, inflict an amount of mortal damage equal to the roll. Okay. So this is just like a unit. This is like a free unit. It's one base that flies over something and does a d3 mortals. And then charges it. And just has 10 attacks on 5s and 3s. It's going to do like 1 damage. Yeah. This thing's going to do like 1 damage in combat and then 2 mortal wounds from passing across something. And your opponent is going to like be annoyed with it and have to move around it or actually end up killing it. It's very easy to kill, but that's a waste of their combat phase. Okay, so just a free unit. You can drive it around. It's not like particularly great, but just summon it and fucking deal with this, you know? Cool. It's a Stonehorn base? Oh, I didn't know the base was that big. Yeah, they just stand in the way. That's good. I'll switch hands. It's not like the old days where you could block a lane, and if your opponent didn't have flying, they were just stuck forever. Unit focus. Oosh. Big Oosh. Here he is. I liked him before. Do I like him now? Flesh Eater Court's players, did you like him before? He seemed to me to be playable but not mandatory, which is their stated goal for centerpiece guys. It can manifest even in combat. This manifestation can pass through models and the combat ranges, but it cannot end the move in combat. He was cool, but now he's a must-take. Uh-oh. They messed up. Control 5, save 4 up, 10-inch move. Pretty slow for a big pile. A big pie plate base. 10 inches is pretty slow, but he's supposed to be a aircraft carrier, not really a fighter jet, right? 16 health, probably has a ward. It's 5 up, yeah. Stone Skeleton, good work. Double Wizard, cool. Alright. Having Wizard 2 is really important. Now you get to unbind and cast, I think. And then we've got 4 attacks, 3s and 2s, 2 D3 plus 3. Huge fucking scepter. Man's got a goddamn sledgehammer. And then 8 talons, 3, 3, 1, 2, which is still fine. It's actually a lot of attacks. It only goes down by 2 when he's wounded. So his worst weapon goes down by only 2. This guy doesn't really chart that much when he's battle damaged. I've seen a lot more significant battle damages in the game so far. This guy is fine. And plus he's healing anyway, right? He's an abhorrent. Yeah. He's healing whenever it's your turn anyway, in probably several ways. The Carrion King. Well, this unit has 6 Noble Deeds. The effect of Feeding Frenzy applies to, yeah, massive 24-inch. And then his base is big too. I played against Flesh Eater Courts, and when you put 6 Noble Deeds on Ushiran, it's essentially the whole table. Like, for the most part, the whole table gets that, which is sick. You probably just want this guy now, right? Because instead of having to jump through hoops with all of your heroes, now you only have to jump through hoops with one guy. And then everybody gets it. Is that the thought process? Your hero phase 7. Glimpse of Delusion. Pick a physical enemy model with an 18. Pick one of the target's melee weapons. Immediately resolve combat attacks made with that weapon against the victim. This spell is sick. I remember this spell. That's great. I love it. I would lose to this. It cast this on a Stonehorn and just kill itself. Awesome. This guy's awesome. Choose an enemy to be the victim. He gets 6 points in a single fight phase, probably. Yeah. He has to hit with one of these and one of these. And he basically sets it to 6. Guy slaps. Once per turn army, Shroud Cage Fragment. Pick up to 3 enemy units in combat with this unit to be the targets. Effect, roll a die for each target. If the roll exceeds the target's control characteristic, the target has strike last. Oh, control characteristic, that's fun. Instead of bravery. That's a nice way to turn that over. Once per turn army, any combat phase, so it's both your turn, their turn. Nice. Ahem. Your hero phase. Epicenter of Delusion. Pick one of the following effects. Add one to wound rolls. Against monsters. Add one to run rolls. And charge rolls. Nice. Add one to save rolls. While they're contesting an objective you control. Big. The saves in your army tend to be bad. The Grand Tournament. Add one to hit rolls for attacks made by heroes. If they charge this turn. Alright, that's good. Yeah, I could see using several of these at different points. He's huge. He's got a 4-up save, which is a little sad, but a 5-up ward fixes it right up. Wizard 2 is great. His spell is fun. You might not be able to use it, depending, but it's fun at least. And he fucking slaps. And he gets to 6 noble deeds, and then isn't killed right away like all of your other guys are, because once again, saves are not good. Strike last thing might happen, and this thing is free. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, Epicenter is just table wide. Also, you probably get a delusion, I imagine. 4-up save because he's a big target, yeah. He's a huge target. He looks great and fun. Nice. Flesh of your Courts is exciting so far. Most units are control 1. Yeah, so like not heroes, right? But most of the stuff he's going to end up fighting, this thing is probably going to equate to like on a 3-up. Against infantry, often probably a 2-up. And did you notice that balance-wise across the game, a lot of the like big meaty meat slapper elite dudes, like annihilators and stuff, they're control 1. Because you're supposed to control with your shit troops and then fight with your fight troops, and the fight troops aren't supposed to capture well. Well, they are punished for that balancing. So Ushiran's like, yeah, on a 2-up, I fight first against annihilators. Sounds good, you know. Or the equivalent. Ahem. Marrowscroll Herald. 5 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1-2. 5-up save. 5 health, 2 control, 6 move, ward 6 up. Oh, it's this guy. Don't shoot the messenger. Well, this unit is not in combat and is always in combat range of 3 or more friendly. Not visible. Ahem. Once per turn army. Any charge phase. Okay. So my charge phase, your charge phase. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Okay. Roll a die on a 3-up, pick one of the following effects. Friendly Fellseer Court units in combat with the target have strike first. Sick. Welcome the Disciple. Target has the infected keyword for the rest of the battle. Oh, what's that? What's the infected keyword? Each time your opponent declares a command, spell, ability, or prayer ability, roll die on a 5-up. It has no effect. Okay, or if it just fails. Oh. Okay, so you got Bellicor. Now it's not full Bellicor. You have to charge this guy's ass into combat and then use this ability to Bellicor something. And with 5 wounds on a 5-up save, he's fucking dead later because of that. But you get to overextend him into a Bellicor if you want, I guess. That's very unlikely. It's only on a 5-up. You have to use the ability the next turn because it's a charge phase, not combat. So combat, you have to use your abilities first. But I'm pretty sure in the other phases, you can use them whenever you want. So you can charge first and then use it. As far as I'm aware. Read the next ability. Don't shoot the messenger, you mean? That one? You can use the ability after you charge, pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen the whole core rules or anything, but according to Spearhead, in the combat phase, you are required to use all this stuff before you fight, but the other phases are just use stuff whenever. Maybe that's not what it ends up being, but as far as I understand it, it's how it is. If he couldn't use this the turn he charged, this guy would be useless. Even still, I think I don't know, a 5-up is hard to roll, you know? against one thing. I guess it's for the rest of the game. So maybe never mind. I always want to qualify this stuff because we haven't seen every rule, and we're like mostly inferring and kind of guessing, and so I don't want to declare stuff. Anyway, he seems like this is a crazy lady, runs into combat and just like poisons the well on one big unit, so they have to roll a goddamn 5-up every time they do something for the rest of the game. Or maybe just have an alpha strike with strikes first, but it seems annoying and kind of hard to set up to charge him in and like 2 other units to really make use of the strikes first thing. I don't know that I really jive with the first one of these. And then, you know, you can't snipe him because he's invisible, as long as he's chilling with the infantry that he wants to fight with, right? Then offers the bone. Crypt Guard. 1 health, 6-up save. They got musicians and standard bearers and champions, 6-up ward. 10-man unit, count as serfs. One control only. 3 attacks, 4s and 4s, 1/1. Hey, they got rend. Nice. Reaction, you declared a fight ability for this unit. Armoury of Madness. If any damage points inflicted by attacks made as part of that fight ability are allocated to any enemy units, those enemy units cannot use commands until the start of your next turn. Oh, ooh, okay. Okay. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. Important to note, he's a courtier. True, he is a courtier. Till start of next turn. Start of your next turn. So, could be, you know, opponent goes and then a double, maybe. Like, start of your next turn. Why did Games Workshop just not replace ghouls with Crypt Guard? I don't know, and I think they should have really done that. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't know why. They should have. Anyhow. This is... I don't know if this is... It's less good than it was in 3rd, obviously. In 3rd edition, turning off commands means essentially that the unit has -1 armor, right? For the most part. In this edition, I don't know how much people are going to do all-out defense or all-out attack. I don't know how precious they want their command points to be. Charge on the opponent's turn sounds real good. A lot of people have a lot of really powerful commands, you know? So I don't know how just automatic, oh, you're roared, now you can't all-out D, and now my guys have +1 rend is. But when it does matter, the command abilities are really strong, right? So I still think it's good. The frequency probably goes down, but the power level goes up, so take it or leave it. It didn't work like that in 3rd. Sure it did. Whenever you fought someone, they all-out defensed, if the fight mattered. It was almost like a call and response. It was only for the rest of the turn. Oh, I should have finished reading your message. Yeah, it was only for the rest of that turn. I thought you were arguing against something else. Yeah. That's the part of my sentence that didn't matter at all, was that part. I was talking about the interaction with command abilities and how good it was to stop those, right? That wasn't really part of the subject. Tradition version of these, Crypt Guard was until the end of the turn. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, I was talking about how strong stopping commands was, not like however long it lasted. They're pointing out this is an actual buff, in a sense, right? Because it lasts twice as long, which, you know, that's rare. Usually we're kind of paring stuff down, so it's nice to see some buffs here and there. We saw a lot of them with Stormcast. big buffs, you know. Royal Bodyguard. While any friendly Flesh Eater Court's heroes are wholly within combat range, both this unit and those heroes have War to 5 up. Dude, this unit is sick. I don't know what it costs, right? And points are going to decide, but this is a great war scroll. Dude, Crypt Guard are sick. 5 up ward for them and their hero. Turn off commands for possibly 2 or even 3 turns. 2.5. They have rend. Some attacks, like their damage isn't great. You get 10 dudes. This shit's sick. Cool. Yeah, they must stay alive for that 5 up. It's like a static effect for as long as it satisfies the requirement, right? It used to give Big Oosh a 4 up potentially. Okay, so this unit that I think is good used to be better for Big Oosh, huh? Yo, we back? Action. We died, but we're back. Chill. Alright, everyone hold. Yeah. Twitch won the double turn. We're good. Everything's under control. Revenge of the Solar Storm. It's happening, alright. Taking the double. Ashen were merciful this time. Good. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's under control. Royal Zombie Dragon. Here it is. Zombie Dragons. So, I think I have a little bit of... My sound is breaking up. How about now? New and improved. So, I have a little bit of kinship here with Flesh Eater Courts. Me and Flesh Eater Courts go way back as a Beastclaw Raiders player. We are both first edition armies. Flesh Eater Courts was a first edition army with a book, and Beastclaw Raiders was a first edition army with a book. And at the tail end of first edition, Flesh Eater Courts and Beastclaw Raiders, the factions, were the 2 worst armies in the game that had books, right? And so we stuck together, FEC and BCR. And then also, we had Thundertusk that did 6 mortal wounds on a 2-up, right? We had Stonehorns halving all damage, run and charge, 20 inches of movement. Flesh Eater Courts had the activation wars. Always strike first on both players' turns, the scourge of the tabletop. And so both of us were the worst army in the game for a little while, and kind of a problem for a little while. For Royal Zombie Dragon, yeah, the Activation Wars was in 2nd edition. I was talking about 1st edition for when we were both bad, but in our histories, the time at which we were good was different, but the time when we were bad was the same. Anyway, I feel guilty being so excited for your FEC and watching Heywoah unravel on yesterday's stream. There's no competition here. It's fine. I'm sad about some of the changes to my army that don't seem very fun to me. It has nothing to do with Flesh Eater Courts. If I had my option, everybody would be happy about their army. Well, we compete when we're on the table. I'm not competing in a lobbying sense, you know. Anyway, Royal Zombie Dragon. 12-inch move, 4 save, 14 health, 5 control. Essentially a Huskard. Okay. Old Huskard, we'll say. 6-up ward fly. These are the ones that don't have guys on top of them, and historically speaking, the ones that don't have guys on top of them have been trash. We'll see about now. It would be a dawn of a new day if they were. Pestilential Breath. 10-inch range, D6 attacks. Oof, sorry. I don't really like D6 attacks, so that's a rough one, kid. Sorry about that. 2s and 4s, 1 rend, 3 damage, shoot in combat. Weird. What a weird attack profile. They're getting weird with it. Draconic Maw, 3 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2, 3. Decent, low number of attacks. 4 is kind of rough on the hits. Claws, okay. Alright, damage is okay. Like, you know, 4s hurt, but 4s and 2s are basically 3s and 3s, so it's fine. And you lose 2 claw attacks only when you're battle damaged, so it's not too big of a deal. Vantage point. Set this unit up in reserve. It has been deployed, and then Loathsome Descent. They come down anywhere. Hey, cool. Pestilential Breath being 10 is great, because you can land, you're in range, immediately shoot, maybe try to charge, you know? You can get a +1 to charge, right, from Ushiran, so you only need to make an 8 off of a Deep Strike, which is still unlikely. You know, but it's better than a 9, I guess. A lot of buff stacking from what I remember. Yeah, the guy with the D3 bonus attack spell. Some bonuses to hit if you charged sometimes. I don't know. There's a lot of buffs in this army. Lands, pukes, refuses to elaborate, refuses to succeed at the charge, doesn't leave. Yeah. Once per turn, and then yeah, Soaring Terror. They get unstoppable charge from Beastclaw Raiders. Except it only works on a 3-up instead of auto working, and it's only 2d6 instead of 3d6. But they automatically do the wounds instead of rolling for the wounds, and they have flying and we didn't. So I would consider this way worse than original Unstoppable Charge for Beastclaw, but still a fine ability. It sucks that it only works on a 3-up though. And then you also move 2d6, so it's like you can roll a 3-up and then just roll so low that you can't move anywhere anyway, which kind of sucks. 2 hoops to jump through, but it's a good one. It's fun. You will have fun. You'll have fun with this. This is a very nerfed version of Unstoppable Charge. If this is what they saw fit to give to this guy, it's clear to me why they removed this from Beastclaw entirely. They would have had to nerf Unstoppable Charge so much it almost might as well not have even existed. So, hey, you'll enjoy that. It's fine. Flosh will have the good version for sure. I'm not so sure about that. Hey, it would be cool if they gave each version of a Stonehorn a different rampage. I don't know if they're trying to spend that much effort or not. But hey, thanks for the additional hopium that I can collect and then alchemy into copium in a few weeks when we find out all the rules. I appreciate it. Could you combine it with power through somehow for the memes? Sure. This happens in the combat phase. Power through happens at the end of turn. Double up. Hey, while passing the torch. Yeah, you have fun with this, kid. You're a tip, by the way. Now that I don't have the ability, fuck it. Hey, let me give you a tip. If you're the opponent, get yourself a Stonehorn base and just put it places when you're pushing your guys up just to see where they could land. See if they can fit, and then make sure they can't. Just with an empty base. Just thinking ahead. Anyway, the word from the studio, Jimbo. Hey Jimbo, what do you got for me? It's all about racking up noble deeds points, and noble D's points, spending them wisely while commanding these delusional cannibals. If your heroes can demonstrate their prowess through enough acts of authority and fruitfully engage enemy leaders in mortal combat, they will inspire their subordinates to fight more valiantly. True. Not only can they incite their followers into greater acts of violence, but they can also rouse their knights and serfs, encouraging them to either churn the butter with renewed aplomb. They bring wave upon wave of warriors to the battlefield, overwhelming enemies in hordes of ghouls with scarlet maws, filthy claws, and rusted saws. Yeah, should have been saws. You know, hordes of ghouls with scarlet maws, filthy claws, and rusted saws. That's what it should have been. Hire me. And we got carrying retainers. What's this? Oh, spearhead. Okay. Morrg Knights. 4 health, 4 up save, 12 fly. Nice. 6 up ward, just like everybody. Grizzly Lance. Anti-bear. 2 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1/1. Charge +1 damage, sure. And then Night Shrieker. 3 and then 4 and 3. 1/2. Okay. So you got 5 attacks on essentially 4s and 3s, 1/2. Or 3s and 4s, 1/2. Alright. 5 attacks. No champion, but it's spearhead. There probably would be a champion, I bet. So it's 16 attacks. 16 attacks on 4s and 3s, 1/2. Alright. That's alright. Probably has a champ and a musician as well, I would imagine. Predator's Pounce. This unit can use charge even if it used a retreat. In addition, it doesn't take mortal damage in retreating. Yo, retreat and charge? Big. Okay. Retreat and charge, kind of nice. 4 wounds is a lot for Cav, too. Also they fly at 12. Damn, retreat and charge, kind of nice, though. Kind of nice with it. Like, retreat and charge is good anyway, but on a flying unit, if they wrap you up in, you know, pile-in, fine. Easy out. Flying is so good. Flying is so good. It ignores so many rules and limitations in the game. What's chaff? See ya. Chaff is that thing that my shadow crosses over as I land past it. You have 12 of these? Hey, please enjoy. I rather like them. It's like, what if Mournfang could fly and had rules? They're sick. Okay, verdict on Flesh Eater Courts. This is a faction-focused article that if I played this army, I would be probably excited to play my army. I think this is an exciting article. You do have things you have lost that really hurt mechanically. Particularly, a way to earn noble deeds without doing anything at all. But that just means you're forced to take the coolest looking, best, most fun guy. Oh shit. I have to play with the awesome guy who looks amazing and is fun. Alright. Yeah. Battle trait's cool. Royal Blood is just a nice little effect. Feeding Frenzy is great. Ghoul Patrol is funny. Corpsemare Stampede is like, I mean, it's like a body blocking thing. Every endless spell is going to body block. This base is big. I would probably be choosing a different endless spell depending on what they do. You know, probably the Chalice, let's be honest. Ushiran, S tier. Not in power, but just in fun and like what his stuff does. We don't know the cost yet, right? Marrowscroll Herald. I don't know if... it's okay. He's okay. I don't know how sold I am on him. But he's probably not terrifically expensive. Maybe he's a try before you buy. Crypt Guards seem great. Royal Zombie Dragon. Even though Soaring Terror is a great ability and, you know, you kind of slap a little bit, I would probably place a Abhorrent Ghoul King on top of one of these guys, and then maybe now we're talking, right? We'll see how that one turns out. And dude, Morrg Knights seem good, especially compared to 4th edition War Scrolls we've seen. Yeah, Flesh-Eater Courts. I read Flesh-Eater Courts, and I'm hype for Flesh-Eater Courts, although you did lose some stuff. I read Stormcast Eternals, and I've never seen Stormcast have more exciting rules, ever. Which, okay, the bar isn't very high on that one, because I don't think they've ever had really exciting rules. Soaring Terror seems a bit hard to use with those pie plate bases. It's only 2d6, remember. So, when you're remembering Beastclaw that used to roll 3d6 and sometimes just like leap over something and land, you're probably almost never going to be able to do that. With Soaring Terror, I think it's going to be one of those you lift up and then you like do one of these and then just kind of land back down. It seems like more what they're doing with it, unless you just spike a 12 or something. So it's not as crazy as Unstoppable Charge was. Anyway, Stormcast, very exciting. Skaven, excited. Gloomspite gets disappointed for the battle trait. Everything else looks good or fine, and we just don't know enough yet. They have a shitload of units. I want to see what they all do. I'm not disappointed. It's just I wanted some iteration on that battle tactic, or that battle trait. And some of the other units are kind of like, okay, I don't know how this is going to fit yet. Nighthaunt, looking great. Curious about Lady O, not sure about her. But she does have a good once-a-game ability, I guess. And she has 7 wounds. She's a lot more durable than you think. Her spell's kind of weird. I don't know how important the capturing ability is. I don't know about Lady O. Everything else looked good, though. Sea of Sigmar looks great. Crowdern Overlords, every single time anything changes in the game, Crowdern Overlords are completely different than they were before, and I just don't know enough about them. And they change so much every time anything changes that I can't say. Some of the stuff looked cool. I'm not sure. Tzeentch looks super good. Super good. And Ogre Mod Tribes, I don't know that there was a single exciting thing in though. It was just a bunch of like play style changes that were sad. Yeah. A bunch of cool stuff went away. And we didn't really get anything that I cared about in return. Which I don't mind. It's fine. The only thing that I'm really truly concerned about with mod tribes, because they changed a thing, something's less durable, something does something else now, yeah, whatever, I'll play them. They're monster trucks, I'll drive them around. The only thing that really gives me pause here is that unlimited prayer for Everwinter. I worry about that. That seems like kind of a central mechanic for Beastclaw, and it does not seem fun at all. So that's like Stone Skeleton, okay. Unstoppable Charge, it would have been OP. Blah blah blah. Buzzards, Blood Vultures. Yeah, losing all the cool parts of the army did suck, but I just hope the playstyle is still fun. That's the thing I actually care about, is the playstyle. Numbers, whatever. I care about the playstyle. So, impact hits having a 33% chance to do nothing, that sucks. And I don't want to fuck with terrain and Everwinter terrain hugging next to it. It doesn't sound very fun, so I'm not... That's what gives me pause. The numbers shit, they'll figure the numbers out, So far, so good on all these faction focuses. They're almost all really hype. There's a little fly in the ointment with Gits, just a little bit. Maybe a question mark, just a little bit for one thing in Night Haunt, you know. I have no clue with Corroded Overlords. Some KO players are just going to have to tell me whether that's good or not. Every time their army is just like a big puzzle of interlocking pieces, and I don't have time to learn everything for it. You'll have to tell me. And then Ogres, that was a rough one, kid. But Sky isn't falling. Have they said if they're going to refresh the starter boxes for 4th? Not sure. Not complaining, but the Zinch focus definitely did not make you excited to put them back on the table. Oh, really? Okay. Didn't like the weird fire thing. Didn't want to play a kind of a Nurgle army for some reason. You're still hyped for Ogres. You want to buy into them and get them painted. Sweet. Forget's your only charge phase. Boo, never mind. Oh, you can't forget your opponent. Hey, don't forget about it. Honey, what's wrong? You've hardly touched your weird flame. It's only once per turn. It's once per turn for army. I can't, you know. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I imagine there's going to be a lot of stuff where it's like, if the thing has weird flame on it, then it sucks. Or if you cast a spell and it's targeting a weird flame guy, then it's D6 instead of D3, or I don't know. I feel like they're probably gonna do a bunch of callbacks with the weird flame stuff. And Kairos War Scroll seems insane. It's out of context and we don't know the points, but the Kairos Fate Weaver War Scroll seems like busted. It seems like busted strong. And Pink Horrors seem super good. But we'll see. Chad Rose Base Weaver.